Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today guys, I'm going to be teaching you how I'm going to be doing part 3 of my Scratch cookie clicker tutorial series. Not cookie clicker, just regular clicker. In today's episode we're going to be adding a background slash screen that we're going to put our upgrades in, so it's not at the bottom and you can add more if you want. Let me show you what someone looks like. I'm going to go to my Scratch cookie clicker. That will be, yeah. So we have cookie clicker, and we can click this button at the bottom, and it'll show up some. We only have 2 right now, but that's besides the point. So I'm going to show you how to make that. So what you're going to do first is you're going to go, and you're going to make sure you add a backdrop. This backdrop can be whatever it looks like, whatever you want it to look like. We're going to do the same background, so we can convert this to vector. Just click on it, Control C, go over to here, Control V. And now it's all even. Now, we want to make sure that we also don't do anything, because we don't need to do anything yet. So we can go and we can add a new sprite as well. This is just going to be a random sprite. We're going to add a color, which in this case our color is going to be whatever color you want it to be. Mine's going to be just like a bluish. That'll be good. And we're going to add one at the top. Oh, we got to go to square. Add one at the top, and then add one at the bottom. And you should be good to go. Just make sure you even everything else the way it looks. Right. There we go. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you go to this. Make sure that when green flag clicked, we hide all of these, by the way. Otherwise, it won't work properly, so go ahead and do that. Hide. I'm going to actually just duplicate this code, put it into the upgrade CPS guy. So now we should have everything set up to where it hides that. There we go. So now we're going to make the button for our upgrades. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to copy the Scratch head. Copy. I'm going to add a new sprite for upgrade button. Upgrade button. There we go. And we're going to paste it. And this one's going to be really small that we can fit down here. Shrink it a little bit over here. 75 should be good. There we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that immediately when we've clicked, or no, we're going to go when backdrop switches to Hall. We're going to go to looks, and we're going to make sure we go show. That way, yeah. And I want to make sure it's not on Hall 2, or backdrop 2 I meant, because you'll see later, we're going to add a back button for that. We're going to put these at the top, that way it looks cooler, you know. We're going to actually rename the variable clicks per click, not clicks per click, actually we don't need to rename the variable at all. We're going to do that, and you might want to do like place them out closer to the top so that we can just do that. Make sure you go to cat, and we're not actually do when green flag clicked, switch backdrop to backdrop Hall. That way it automatically does that, and then we're good. So now we're gonna do when this events when this sprite clicked, go to looks, switch backdrop to backdrop 2. There we go. So now if everything's set up to that, you won't notice that it'll switch backdrop to backdrop 2 yet until we do something. What you want to do is you want to go over to cat and make sure you go to events. When backdrop switches to backdrop 2, you want to go to go to looks and just hide it. That way, you know it switches to backdrop 2. So we can clean up all the blocks. There we go. Clean up. And there's no blocks in this one. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you want to go over, make sure you, now we go back to cat. When backdrop switches to, Hall, you want to show it. That way, whenever we click the green flag button, it'll show. So, there we go. So, that's that. So, we're going to click on the button at the bottom, and we're going to go, and we're going to do when backdrop switches to on both of these upgrades, we're going to do when backdrop switches to backdrop 2, we will show. So let's go ahead and get show, and we can just drag that to this block. There we go. So now we have the block for that. What we want to do is we want to make sure that we have everything set up right. We want to put these in whatever place we actually want them to go. This is fine for me. We might want to shrink the size a little bit. Maybe like 75 would probably be good. That way we can fit multiple rows, as many rows as you want. You can upgrade this, change all the settings from last episode. So yeah, if you're made it this far and you're wondering how I've gotten everything else and you haven't seen the other episodes of the tutorial series, click the link in the description to go to the tutorial series playlist and make sure you start at 1. So this is basically what we need to do, and we want to make sure that when backdrop switches to backdrop 2, we go to motion, and we go to the position that this guy's in, which it'll automatically place it if you haven't done anything else. So we can do the same thing for this one over here. When that, oh wait, no, make sure we go to 109. And let's make sure we also have these costumes centered. Okay, they are centered. But to fix some clipping issues, I don't think I showed you guys this. The way to fix some clipping issues. Make sure you switch everything to this and just make a big box over this guy's. And do it for all of your sprites to fix some clipping issues that you might have. Just do that. So that should be the end. But we don't have a back button. So let's go ahead and make a back button. Back button. I spelled button wrong. Button. So this is just going to be, I like to do just a square. A black square usually. But I think we'll do a white square with a black black thingy. Whatever you call it. And we'll shrink him actually a little bit. He's a little bit too big. We'll just shrink him some. And make sure that we add an outline, which will be black. There you go. And we can actually increase this to be the thickety thingy to be 5. There we go. So now he's good. But we want to add a text that just has the X button. I like to just use the key X and it'll be fine. And I like to set them to be red. I like to just switch them to be put in like the middle-ish area. And we can move this at the top. Right. Let's make sure it's small. That way it's not covering everything. And what we could do is we can make sure that we go to code, events, when backdrop switches to hall. Grab 2 when backdrop switches, makes 1 when backdrop switches to that. And then we can do looks, go to the show for when backdrop switches to backdrop 2, show, when backdrop switches to hall, hide. That way, it'll only show whenever we do this, but we don't have the code switching the backdrop once the sprite is clicked. So we're going to do drag out when the sprite is clicked, and we will just go to looks, and we will switch backdrop to hall. Now that should be everything in today's episode. I think, let's just go and test it. Nope, it's not everything. We have to make sure that whenever backdrop switches to backdrop, instead of when the grid flag clicked hide, we want to do when backdrop switches to hall hide. That way we can make it fixed. Clean up the box and go over here and clean up blocks. Now we can run it, test it, and that's everything. That's literally everything. That's everything for the entire series so far. If you did enjoy this episode and it helped you, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. And follow me on Scratch Play. And if you want to play this clicker game that we've been making in this series, press the link in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.